If you're single, how long have you been single? And go ahead.
All right, so I am currently single by choice.
Single by choice. Single by choice.
Single by choice. Now, this is a woman that does feederism. Now, if you don't know what that is, because I didn't know before I looked this up, is this woman eats herself to death while men on the other side of the internet jerk their gherk and give her money on OnlyFans. Now, the only reason she doesn't have a boyfriend is because she chooses to not have a boyfriend. And that's her choice. This next clip is going to explain why her ego is so high. And don't get me wrong, there's guys out there that will bang this whale and slay these dragons on an extremely slow Tuesday. Check this out.
Did you ever hook up with like 2 dudes in a night or 3 dudes in a night?
Yeah.
You got
But at one night, 10.
Was that like an intentional goal? Like you went in?
No, it actually was kind of accidental. I just like, I was very laissez-faire about life.
So there you had it. It happened by accident, by the way, guys. All right. So these guys happened to trip. 10 dudes in one night happened to trip and fall right into her vagina. The delusion of this woman is literally,
It's over 9,000!
so that's the thing, man. This is why she has a high ego, that when they ask her, what do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? She's an 8. Now, in what world, in what country, in what universe is she an 8?
physical looks, scale 1 to 10. We'll start with you. We'll go around the table. Go ahead.
8.
So 8.5.
8.5. In a world where this nerdy looking girl, by the way, good luck, very good luck, is only a 0.5 higher than this gargoyle that's sitting on her left. Okay.
8.5. Do you
And
think
you're 7.5?
I said 8.
Oh.
Yeah, get it right.
How
Andrew.
did you
Get
come,
it right,
how did you
Andrew.
come to that value judgment?
More subjective opinions about what value is, because I know my value, I know my worth,
Okay.
and I know
Yeah.
my beauty that I hold within myself for myself, and that is appreciated by
Nice.
other people, because at the end of the day, beauty is subjective, and it is absolutely within my right to hold myself to a higher value in how I conduct myself in the world around. And it is something I'm moving forward with, because I have been for the past 2 to 3 years now working on my self-love
That's great.
and loving myself into a place
She's
to
not
care
doing a
enough
very good
about
job, though.
myself to take my health back into control. When I was being consistently shamed, when I was gang stalked on r/fat people hate in 2015, when I have
Looks like it worked.
I'm still
Like
speaking.
it worked.
I'm still
It worked.
speaking.
It
worked because
on.
you're going to
You know,
change.
you're really great at over talking and being disrespectful, and I'd love the opportunity to get my point across.
Okay, but so just to cut in here a little bit, the original question was rate your looks,
Yeah.
because you mentioned your personality.
Well,
you
that
have
goes a
great
long way,
personality or
Brian.
whatever it is.
And like I said, my fatness doesn't devalue me.
Why?
So I'm an 8.
Why doesn't it?
Because I think that fat
'Cause you
can be beautiful. It's my assessment of my looks, right?
Yeah, but why
okay.
is it that your own
Why ask
assessment
her
of
to
your
tell her
looks
that her
has
perception's wrong?
nothing to do with how the external world perceives you? That's my
Because
problem.
I don't give a
how
shit.
can
Right, because you don't
decide?
care, so there's no
I
real
don't care
value
about,
judgment.
I don't care about other people's
how can
opinion
the-
of
how
me.
can
It's
you
not
speak
more
for
important
the
than the
rest
opinion
of
of
the
I hold of
world?
myself.
Yeah, so the basic understanding of what this guy's trying to say here is, if everything is beautiful, then nothing is beautiful. If everybody is racist, therefore racism loses their definition. If you're gonna sit there and say, this is beautiful, that's beautiful, and everything is just whatever the eye of the beholder wants to do, there's actual objective truth when it comes to beauty, when it comes to things that people gravitate to. There's a biological reason for that. And not only biological, psychological reasons on why men and women are attracted to what they are attracted to. This woman wants to say, I'm beautiful. I have the right to say that I'm beautiful, and therefore that is enough, and that's my argument. Nothing but feelings.
Yeah,
And
it
if you
is.
don't- if you don't live that way, that sucks for you.
If there's a value judgment of how you would self-assess your own looks, the only possible conceivable metric I could even think of would be the perception of how other people view you for your value judgment
And
of
I
how
was in a
you look.
relationship for almost 8 years with someone who thought my
How would you-
body
how could he-
was
how could
the
you ever
most
come up with a
beautiful
metric?
thing he had
That's what I'm saying.
ever
You decided
seen.
that was perceptive.
And
You
he
just
had told me
decided
that
those were the things that you
more
were gonna
often
hold
than
on to.
not.
So she just said, I had plenty of guys that saw me and said my body was the most beautiful thing. Guys, stop lying. Stop lying to these women. I know there's plenty of guys out there that slay these types of dragons. Do not tell them that they are the most beautiful creatures you've ever seen. Stop lying, because this is what it leads up to. Women like this who believe themselves to be an 8 when in reality she's a -2, bro. Like -8. Fuck that. She is a -8 in reality. Like, this is not attractive in any way, shape, or form to the average male. All right. Yes, people pay to see her. Those are men with fat fetishes that are what she describes as incels. Okay. And then she wants to think, because these incels and these people with fetishes are giving me money, therefore she's projecting that to the rest of the world, to the average male that would say that, yes, she is beautiful. This is the delusional world that this individual is living in currently.
He had told me that more often than not. I have been pursued by many men who think I am gorgeous and beautiful. That
They're
perception
lying.
exists whether you have it or not.
Okay, so assume for a second, I can assume inside of, I can envision a world where you're the only human being who's inside of the
And
world.
guess what? I'll
And
never
if
be
you're
the only one who thinks I'm
if
hot,
you're-
and I know that bugs the shit out of you.
If you're the only human being who's inside of a world,
his own
I can
low
perceive,
self-esteem opinion.
I can perceive that I can come up with whatever metric I want for myself, because
Sure.
I have nothing to compare it to.
Yes.
So if I have nothing to compare it to and I have nobody else's value judgment, then I can say I'm the most beautiful person who's ever lived, and that would be true. But if I have
asked
the
us all
value
opinions.
judgment of hundreds of millions of people
do you
to
mean?
compare the standard to, and I know that I'm below that threshold, and just decide that I'm above that threshold anyway,
I'm not the only
that's not
person who
based
makes
on
that
anything
decision.
objective. You're just making shit up.
No, I'm
Literally
not,
asked us
babe.
our opinion. So yes, it was a made-up opinion from us.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Your
about that is you.
perception of your truth is not the same for myself or
Thank you,
or
amen.
anyone
Truth
else.
argument.
Yeah, what is truth in a world
And
that
also,
you're
and
an
on
8?
on what societal standards in which country?
I must
In
bug the
every
shit out of
country
you.
on planet Earth, she's not an 8.
Respectfully-
You're ridiculous.
I don't-
It's ridiculous.
In different places,
be
different
nice.
people
Let's
like
keep
different
things
things.
Yeah, he's so combative, bro. It's wild.
Well,
He gets very upset, and then
I
he
live,
turns
I
into
live
a
in
mad at him,
reality.
bro.
Do you know what
And
reality
that
is?
is the bottom line here, and I've been respectful. We're how many
It's not
hours in?
disrespectful. I'm just telling you what's true.
Oh, what was
I
the
think it's
what
like
was
the
the full about me
energy.
being a mother, bro?
That
the
was
energy
me.
you put towards it.
That was me
Guys,
being
let's,
able to.
No,
It's
I'm not.
interesting- it's
I'm not
interesting
gonna.
to claim-
I have been taking it respectfully for hours now.
But to be fair, also, it's interesting to claim to be so religious and so close to Jesus and be so negative.
To tell the truth?
No, I'm just saying, just to be so
What would
negative.
Jesus do? He'd
He
be
would
like,
tu-
"You're a 10,
he would literally
sweetheart.
turn the other
Forget
cheek.
objective
He would
reality."
turn the other cheek.
If I believed in
He would
Jesus,
turn the
he
other
would love
cheek.
me as one of God's children.
Yes.
He would have known that
Yes.
it's my
You're
journey and
negative.
my
Yes,
life.
But he
You're
would know
listening
you're
to the
fat too,
religious
whether he loved you or not.
And you know what? Being fat is not bad.
It's embarrassing though to
And
claim
that's
the
the
religion you
fundamental
have
disagreement we
with
have.
how
Insane.
negative you
Just
speak.
fucking crazy.
It is. Yeah,
Like-
there's going to be other people who are going to be like, I don't claim this because it's like this is part of the reason why you're hypocritical.
There's
It's
no
for
hypocrisy.
You claiming to love and be this one big thing, and then to be so negative instead of encouraging or say even anything in actual
Love thy
constructive
neighbor,
way,
unless you're
form of
fat, right?
encouragement
in
is what
actually
she's
a
getting.
constructive way, you kind of just get pink and start yelling.
The only way.
now they're
the
just
only
shaming him.
way.
Yeah, he gets real like.
The only way
and
that I
starts-
can get a word in when you shrill harpies are screeching is for me to talk loudly.
Oh no, you're really great at
You'll
over
do it
talking. It's one of your
regardless.
best
You've been doing
qualities.
it
You've
respectfully.
Well, I have to
tonight.
cut down on the prattle. That's true.
Push back on pain.
So yeah, the argument basically ends with them shaming him, how he's talking loud. But in reality, this is a woman that's living in a delusional Disney fairy tale story. That's all it is, okay? And here's the thing, I feel sorry for her. And I'm glad she said that she's trying to lose the weight or that she's attempting to lose the weight. And that's a great thing. I hope she does. I really do hope that she does, because at the end of the day, she even talked about feederism. Now, again, she even spoke about death feederism, where it's men that want to have her eat herself to death, as if there's a difference between death feederism and feederism. At the end of the day, any type of pornography that she's participating in where it requires her to eat for guys to go to be on the other side of the internet and just jerk their gurk, all of it's horrible. At the end of the day, nobody progresses. Men that have this fetish, that go in there, that pay her, are the same incels that she made fun of. This is how she went viral in the first place. Now, again, I already did a video about this particular viral clip. And outside of that, I'll tell you this. Look, these women, you as a man need to stop lying to these girls. This is how bad it's gotten. We have women that are 400 pounds. She looks like she's 400 pounds anyways. That are going to sit there and say that they are above the average than what the world perceives them to be. This is the illusion, okay? This is what feminism has turned the modern day woman into, okay? And again, this is a wild perception of the fat movement, okay? And this started with Tess Holiday, the fat woman movement. And I guarantee it, men cannot sit there and say, I'm fat. I am not smashing girls by choice, okay? Yes, I haven't had sex in 10 years by choice. As a man, by choice. It's the equivalent of this woman saying that she is single by choice, okay? So at the end of the day, when she's making fun of incels, I would argue that she is a relationship incel. She is not in a relationship, not by choice, but because she's involuntarily not in a relationship. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. Like, subscribe, comment down below all your thoughts on this woman. And Trump 2024 has been Project VO Pod. I'm your host, Jake Varr, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.